Hey, this is Dr. Centeno, and we're going to look at an interesting case today of what I believe is a C1-C2 facet joint headache, with the MRI evidence showing that that's the case, versus what the patient believes is an intracranial hypertension headache. And this is an issue because we've seen sort of an explosion of patients who believe they've got headaches due to intracranial hypertension. So before we get into the imaging, I'm going to put up the patient's actual headache distribution versus what the distribution would be if this were intracranial hypertension. You can see on the top the patient's actual headache distribution. That's a musculoskeletal headache. In fact, I'll show you in just a second why it's C1-C2. And then on the bottom, an intracranial hypertension headache is going to be this diffuse pounding headache that doesn't look like the one on the top. So as we get into now the images, you can see here that this is C0 of the skull, this is C1, this is C2. This is from the side, this is from the front. The first thing that we notice is that we've got some bone problems here at the C1-C2 facet joint. That's in C1, the lateral mass. You can see here this light stuff and here this light stuff. This is the C1-C2 joint. This is the C1-C2 joint. Also interesting, within the C1-C2 joint, we can actually see the cartilage. This is amazing imaging. These are very, very thin sub-millimeter slices. And we can see a break in that cartilage, this white area. So this guy has got some serious issues going on in the C1-C2 facet joint right here. The break in the cartilage. Cartilage is this gray stuff. And the white spot in the bone indicating that the joint problem is bad enough, it's causing the bone to degrade. Now, a C1-C2 headache, I'm going to put on the screen right now, and that's what a C1-C2 headache looks like based on the peer-reviewed literature. Now, this gentleman has been told that he's got internal jugular vein compression, and he does, and that may be some parts of what's going on. But when it comes to his headache is due to, in all likelihood, the C1-C2 facet joint. Now, this gentleman's from Europe. He only came over for an exam. We've not treated his C1-C2 yet. So he really needs to get that done. I talked to him about getting it done in Europe, but he is fixated on the idea that he's got an intracranial hypertension headache. So long story short is, if you've got a headache that looks more like the one on the top than the one on the bottom, you don't have an intracranial hypertension headache. It'll be unlikely that we get this gorgeous imaging because this was done in a very long imaging session due to the number of slices that are here. But I think this is an important issue to bring up, that most of the patients I see who believe they have intracranial hypertension headaches do not. They usually have headaches coming from upper cervical structures. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.